Hi, my name is Michael Shutt. In 2015, I survived 3 strokes. Now, some people might call me a repeat offender. I prefer to think of myself as an overachiever. I mean, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right, right? I need to get an A. I like to win. That's just who I am. I also happen to be very lucky. The ambulance that picked me up took me to a hospital that happened to have some of the best stroke doctors, nurses, and therapists in the country. And I tried to show my appreciation every day by always doing as I was told, remembering to say please and thank you, and never complaining. Classic codependent people-pleasing tendencies that were ingrained in me since birth and then magnified through years of working in the service industry. What can I say? I like to be liked. In fact, I didn't just strive to be a model patient. I needed to be my nurse's favorite. And I was doing a pretty good job of that, or so I thought. This one night, I'm sitting up in my hospital bed. My friends and family have packed up their chaotic and anxious energies and gone. All that's left is the gentle drip of the IV and the steady beep of my heart monitor. I can finally breathe. I take a deep breath in through my nose, hold it, and then let it out through my mouth, just as my nurse pierces the skin of my right arm with a very delicate yet hardly insignificant needle and gives me my nightly heparin shot. You okay? She asks. I'm fine, I reply automatically. Thank you. You're lying to me, she says. Huh? You're very confusing to people, Michael. Everyone thinks you're fine, but I know you're not. And one of these days, you're going to have to tell them. But here's your call button. Ring if you need anything. But try to get some sleep. Good night. How does she know? I thought I'd been doing such a good job of hiding it. For weeks now, I have been pushing down the fear, the anxiety, the not knowing. It's the not knowing that's the hardest. There's so much I don't know. But harder than admitting that I don't know something is admitting that I don't know what I don't know. I didn't go to med school. I didn't study how to have a stroke. I'm not getting an A on this test. I don't understand what's going on in my brain, and I don't know how to figure it out. Now, I am surrounded every day by friends and family. In fact, my room gets so full of people that my daytime nurses have to keep closing my door so that we don't disturb the other patients in the stroke unit. I start asking my friends to bring in boxes of chocolate and slices of cheesecake to my daytime nurses to make up for them constantly having to ask us to be quiet. I've never seen anyone with so many friends, one of my nurses says. I'm very lucky, I reply, lying through my teeth. See, even though I am surrounded by people, this is the loneliest and most isolated I have ever felt in my life. It has become very clear to me that loneliness does not come from a lack of people. Loneliness comes from a lack of being understood, and no one understands what I'm going through. And I can't explain it to them because I don't understand it myself. See, a brain injury is an invisible injury. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand what they can't see. I mean, it's not like the time my appendix burst and they cut me open, took it out, drained the poison, and left me with a scar that I could show to people. Or the time I sprained my ankle and they wrapped my foot and gave me crutches. You can't see the scars on a broken brain. You can't put a cast on aphasia, memory loss, proprioception, prosopagnosia, and executive functioning. These are all injuries that people can't see, so no one understands. And I feel alone. But if anyone asks, I just shut down, smile, and say, I'm fine. I don't ask questions because not only don't I know what questions to ask, but even if I did know, asking questions just raises my anxiety because I can't process the answers. And then I don't understand why I'm not processing the answers. And even if I did process the answers, I wouldn't remember them anyway. And then I don't understand why I can't remember the answers. See, I no longer have the same brain that I just spent 48 years meticulously developing. My love of Shakespeare, Agatha Christie, board games, and needing to be right all helped shape the problem solving and critical thinking skills that I'm known for. But that's all gone now. And no one has explained this to me. Not out of negligence, but because I don't say anything. Because I don't know what to say. I realize that unfortunately, there is no handbook for getting through a stroke. There is no broken brain helpline I can call. I have to do this on my own. But it's okay. I can do it. This is what I do. I get A's. Before my stroke, I was a pretty prolific actor, and I had the really good fortune to work with some incredible artists. This one time, I was working with a very colorful Tony Award-winning Broadway director who picked up the script we were working on, opened it up, and started hitting the printed page. Plays, he said, are printed in black and white. The playwright provides the black, the actor provides the white. Well, that was one of the most profound and empowering things anyone had ever said to me as an actor. I realized in that moment that my contribution to this play was just as important and valuable as anyone else's. It was a true collaboration. And one day I started thinking, okay, if my stroke is a play, then my medical chart is the script. The medical chart is also written in black and white. The chart that is written on, discussed, and dissected by the doctors, nurses, and therapists, not to mention the endless stream of medical students that come in, pick it up, talk about it in front of me as if I'm not even there. Because they're talking about me instead of to me, I'm not part of their conversation, but I do pick up a little bit of what they're saying. Granted, I don't understand most of what they're saying, but after hearing a few words and phrases like deficit, vasculitis, homonymous hemonopsia, and event, there's one thing that I do get. They're only talking about the numbers, words, notes, and check marks on my chart. They're only talking about the black. No one is discussing the white. They are very diligent with the black. But there is a lot of white space on my chart. That white space in, around, through, and under the black ink. See, the black ink provides the data, the facts, the known. But that white space, the white space exposes the questions, the anxieties, the fears. In other words, the unknown. Clinicians excel at gathering, assessing, and treating the black. But who's going to help me navigate the white? Can do was not around when I had my stroke, but it's everything I wish I had had back then. Luckily, I have been able to use my lived experience to write and contribute to over 50 articles on this app, ranging in subject matter from post-stroke fatigue to toxic positivity to grocery shopping after stroke, and to my favorite, something you just heard me talk about, presenting well versus being well. And then, as a Can Do ambassador, I have the great privilege every week of connecting a new community of stroke survivors and being that person for them, the person that I never had. Because I've been there, because I understand the fear and the anxiety. Because I understand the not knowing on a cellular level, I'm here to help them navigate their own white space. And I'm here to ensure that they will never, ever have to do it alone. Now, I don't have, and I never will have, the experience of clinicians. And I hope and pray that they never have my lived experience. Just like the playwright and the actor collaborate to make a play, we're here to collaborate with clinicians to create an environment and help new survivors navigate their own uncharted waters. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, any thoughts, we invite you to reach out to us, learn more about Can Do, and see how we can help each other.